Going to record, and you may have to accept. I'm not sure. Okay. So when you settle to your back, let's walk the heels right into the sit bones, and knees will face up towards the ceiling. And take the upper arms and lift the body up. Press through them to pull the shoulder blades down towards your hips. And as you settle and release that, drop the arms to the side, straight out away from your shoulders, but then bend the elbows slightly so they'll be down maybe an inch or two from the shoulders. Have that feeling of surrender to the arms. And as you inhale, we're going to breathe right into the center of the chest. And imagine the collarbones kind of lifting up towards your chin. And as you exhale, release that. And do a few breaths that way. Conscious breath, thinking of the collarbones lifting up towards the chin, but the center of the rib cage opening up, almost like a flower. And then reversing it on the exhale. Few more breaths that way. And as this is conscious breath, take that breath kind of to what I would call the edge. So to that place where you're breathing a bit more intensely than your unconscious breath, and going right to that point where it's almost effort. And then take that effort and just release it. Now we're going to add on the some movement with the hands. As you're inhaling and you're getting that same lift and opening, also open up the pinky fingers and thumbs, spreading the palms during your inhale. On the reverse, start with the pinky finger, then the ring, then the center, then the index, and place your thumb on the fingers, squeezing the fists on the bottom of the exhale. Then release it. See if you can go to your edge on that breath, that expansive feeling. And then rolling pinky finger and each successive one to the thumb and squeezing right as that exhale finishes. Release that and go ahead and do a few on your own. Go right to your edge on the inhale. Just the palm becomes taut. It's just open, and then get that squeeze at the very end. And after your next exhale, we're going to pause and release. Okay, so now we're going to do some movement with the lower body and the upper body, and taking that same feeling that we were doing, but we're going to move the knees to the left Move your chin to the right, and then open up that right palm and kind of reach to the right with that hand. So now the knees are going to the left, and then start to make that fist as you start the exhale. Pull that right shoulder blade underneath you and pull the knees up. And then go move right over to the left hand, chin heads over, knees are heading to the right. Get that reach and that stretch through the left side, and then feel as you're making the fist that we're pulling everything back to the center. Back to the right. Let that glute lift up, reach with the right hand, and then start pulling it all back. And then the opposite way. Chin to the left, reaching, and the knees to the right. And pulling it back. And again, a few on your own. And think about the breath and this opposite kind of stretch movement going just to your edge. And then pulling yourself back. And just to your edge, to the, or whenever you're ready, to the other side. And do one more on each side and then pause. Just kind of surrender the bones of the body and the breath for a moment. Just be on the mat. Then we're going to slide the hands down next to the hips and turn the palms inward. So you have the edge of the hands into the mat. Very simple action, lifting the hips and the arms on your inhale. Leave the arms up there as you exhale and roll the spine down. Pick up your left knee and place it on your right ankle. And reach up and thread the needle around the right leg. Then releasing that, drop the arms down next to the hips and unwind that left leg. Lift the hips and the arms right through your inhale. Leave the arms up when you're exhaling and articulate each vertebra, just one by one by one. And when the hips are completely on the ground, pick up that right ankle, cross the left knee, but wrap both arms around the left leg. Threading that needle there. Tuck the chin in, breathe into your back body, and move the legs into your clasped hands. Releasing that, hands down next to the hips. Repeating, lift the hips and the arms. Inhale. Arms are resting up overhead. And roll to the exhale. Picking up that left leg and again, placing it across the right leg and lifting the body up to wrap around the right leg. And this time we're going to add on the rolling twist that we do. So start with your right hand on the outside of the left foot and lengthen out with the right leg and drop the head down. And then just transfer your left hand to your left knee. From here, we're going to roll the knee over and then take that left arm and reach it just like we did earlier. Really reach with it, but then stretch the leg out long. Pull the knee right up to the left elbow and come across again. And as you come across the body, get that stretch with the left side, the left arm, the left palm, and then straighten the leg, come around, and do another one. Stretch it out. Now this one, we're going to come up and across and rest with that left knee over to the right side and that big reach with that left hand. Your intention is to the left, but your knee is to the right. When we roll to our back, we are going to glide the right knee up and place that left ankle across a second time. And then reach up and thread the needle. Releasing the leg and setting the foot down, unwind and bring the hands right next to the hips one more time here. We're going to lift the hips, lift the arms. And roll that spine down. Taking that right foot and placing it across the left knee, reach up again, thread the needle around the left leg. Now taking the left hand to the right foot and the right hand to the right knee and the head down and the left leg long. And we're going to drive that right leg over, but then take your attention and reach over to that right side and take your left hand to your right knee. Now we'll do those rolling twists again. Very mindfully, send that leg long, pull it up towards the right elbow and then across. So really let it open up to the right side, that right leg. Now as you're transferring over, remember to reach with the right hand and your attention. And then again. Around, and we will rest over across the body with that right knee. And stretch out with that right palm. When we return to our back, we're bending that left knee and taking the right ankle across, and then reaching up and wrapping around that left leg. Now setting the head down, releasing the leg and lining up your heels with the sit bones. Just on your own a few times, that movement that we did at the very beginning. Okay, so arms are out away from the shoulders. Take a breath, expanding the chest, expanding the palms. Rib cage is reaching up towards your chin. And then you're making fists and squeezing them. On your exhale, navel right to the spine. And again. So perhaps we are in that place where our edge might be a beat or two longer with your inhale and your exhale. And in doing so, what happens is we are recruiting more stabilizing muscles, a little bit more core. Okay, so now we have fists here with both hands. Exhale and connect. And then let the knees drop to the left and reach over to the right. Lift that right glute up and just reach. And then feel literally like you're pulling with your right arm to bring the knees up. And then head the other direction. Really get that stretch over and then pull back. And again, to the right and pull back to the left. Or attention to the left, knees to the right. And back. Then place your hands right on top of your knees and do little circles here. Pull the knees into the chest with the individual arms, left around left, right around right. Squeeze in really tight. And then go ahead and roll over to one side. Let's go ahead, come up to a table position. And drop the belly down. When you inhale, lift the collarbones. And as you exhale, you're going to roll into a cat pose, curl the toes under and lift up into down dog. Then lift the head, take the shoulders over the wrists, lift the heels lower down, and then inhale. Go into that tilt, lifting the collarbones, lifting the chin. Exhale, start your tuck. And then at the very last moment there, press down. Get that down dog feeling. And transfer it back to table. One more of those. Now really manipulate at the spine, almost in that full cat pose, and then go up into down dog. We're going to walk our hands back to our feet and press into the hand and then move to the other. Press and walk and press and walk until your weight is on your feet and you can drop your hips, send your arms forward and come straight up to a stand. Clasp the hands and lift the chin and open up that heart, just like we were doing. And then sit back down into Utkatasana and slide the arms straight out away from the shoulders. From here, we'll drop them then into the hips, take the body forward and walk back into down dog. So you're in your down dog, drop the head down, press the ground away with both the hands and the feet. And in this still place for the outer body, take a few breaths. Go to your edge on your breath. How deep can you inhale as you're reversing it? Can you feel that hollowing out of the abdomen, the lengthening of the spine? So even though you're not moving the body, it feels as if there's a lot of movement because of your breath. Then lift the heels to lower the knees down, and let's pop our hands right up. And from here, hands are reaching, thumbs are back, and right foot gets to come forward. Now dropping forward into your crescent here, let's just press back to a kneeling warrior. Swing forward. Now start that reverse, right behind, left in front, and swing and back. Dropping the left hand, turn the right hand towards you and reach it straight up to the ceiling. And then when we come forward, we're going to plant the hand and drag our left foot up. Come into Trikonasana, just kind of play around with that front leg into the inner groin, and then float your attention in your left arm up. Let's sweep the left hand back to the hip, then deep into the right knee, and right up to Virabhadrasana 1. Now we did a lot of this kind of opening up. So inhale, we're going to kind of reach up, spread the fingers, lift, and then turn the palms forward. And as you exhale, just move the elbows out. Stay strong in the legs. And this time when you're reaching up, see if you can push the ground away and reach up. And then when you exhale, tuck the chin in and move the elbows out. And again. And here. Then drop them back and turn the palms to face towards each other. You're going to reach with your fingertips, and this really opens up across here. But then clasp the hands with bent elbows. Bring the crown of the head to the ground and humble warrior. See if you can push back into that left leg and then try to square off your sit bones, the same as in down dog. Release the hands, they come to the ground and slide back into down dog. And again, do a few of those breaths. Just going right to your edge on the length of the inhale and hollowing out the belly, the navel on the exhale, and then go just a little bit deeper at the very end of your exhale. Press the ground away and let that navel just anchor to the spine. Each breath. Dropping the knees down, let's pop our hands up. And then bring the left leg forward. And come forward into that reach, and then back into a kneeling warrior. And then sweep it and reverse it. This is a lot, it's like the opposite of what we did with that, our rolling twist. And up and press. And forward. And reverse. Now this next one will come up and press. And then reach for that heel. Half camel, coming up for to the ceiling right now.
And then lifting up, and as we come forward, that hand, and then slide that right leg up. Really press into the feet and then expand into your Trikonasana. Right arm stacked directly above the left. Take the right hand back to the hip, a deep bend in that left knee. Then we're gonna sweep up. Add your attention upward and then drop the chin when the elbows bend and press them just a little bit back. Now we're going to add on that isometric. So when you're reaching up and your attention is up, push into the ground. Then release it and push outward from the chest to the elbows to the back of the hands. And one more. Then arms out and slide them back, and then turn the palms to each other. And again, you'll just kind of notice this huge expansion in the chest today. Bend your elbows deeply, clasp the hands, and then the crown of the head goes to the ground, towards the knee, towards the ground, and then push back into your right leg. And then think about that left sit bone is trying to be squared off with the right. Then into your breath, into the spine. Reach to the ground with both hands and slide into down dog. And again, press the ground away. And a few breaths, just what is it? It happens close to the spine, in your visceral body, the guts of your body, with this deep breathing. Lift the heels lower down to the knees. And let's pop those hands right up again. We're going to bring our right leg forward and drop deep into that right knee. And then when the left arm goes back, feel like you're pressing maybe 10 pounds down here. Now this time, keep a little bit of tension as you reach, and then slide that left leg up a bit and come right to your warrior. We'll exalt straight up, but then pick up the ball of the right foot. When we're here, turn that left palm, press into the right leg, and stretch across the body, and then bend deep into the left knee. We're going to bring the right hand over, hips to the center. Feel maybe even a little bit of a stretch right here. And then press out of both legs equally as you take Krishmataria's twist, taking the body to the left and stacking the arms like Trikonasana. Now we're going to do a version of humbleness here. Release the left knee, grab the left ankle with the left knee, then the right. Bring the crown of the head to the inside of that left leg. Press out of the right leg and move your elbows both right and left. So you're creating that tension, crown of the head to the ground, bending at the waist. And then when you release that, kind of push yourself into the center and lift your head up. That can be very intense, so just kind of releasing that pressure first. Then bend into the knees, move your hands to your lower back and lift the body up. Now fingertips are down towards the glutes. We're gonna squeeze our elbows a little bit and just take a few breaths again into the chest and hollowing out at the abdomen. And then releasing that right arm, that right arm, and lifting up with the left. We're gonna press out of this left leg and stretch across. And then that deep bend. Get the stretch, the deep bend, come over. Remember to push your hips back to the center. And you might feel a stretch already across that left side. And then pushing out of both legs equally, stack the right arm above the left for the twist. Now bend into the right knee, grab the right ankle in the back with that right hand, and then left hand. Now move your body a little bit to the inside of the right knee. Move your elbows out and drop the crown of the head towards the ground. Each breath from navel to pelvic floor is deeply engaged to hold us in this position. And if there's any muscular releases, you just drop into them. If there's energetic releases, we just allow them. Then release that and remember to just kind of walk your hands to the center, but lift your head up. Again, there's an intensity to that pose. Then deep into the knees, walk the hands to your lower back. And again, as we lift up, we're gonna press to the outer edges of the feet, press the hands down towards the floor on the glutes. Squeeze the elbows and inhale into the chest and exhale into the belly. And as we release that, we're going to pick up the heel of the right foot to turn in for our Virabhadrasana 2 and reach out. Now as you reach out, turn the palms up and we're going to get very similar to when we were on the ground. You're going to inhale, kind of expand pinky fingers and thumbs, just the palm itself becomes taut. Then chest, and then squeeze into your center line with your elbows and breathe. And just kind of back and forth. Next time you reach out, turn the palms down and inhale deep, exhale deep. We're going to straighten our front leg, dip into Trikonasana. Both hands to the ground and glide back into down dog. And when you glide back into down dog, press the ground away and see how light can the torso feel. Deep breaths.
Now, before we go to the other side, we're going to pick up our left hand and have all the weight on the right hand and both feet. Move that left hand towards you, then pick up the right hand, have all the weight on the left hand, both feet. Bring your right hand closer to you. And pick up, you're maybe getting close to reaching the weight on the hips over the heels and press. And then drop into a deep squat, extending the arms forward. And then pressing out of the legs here. And we're going to interlace the hands again, opening up the chest for a moment. And then extending the arms up. Now lift your left heel, turn it in, and come to tree pose. As you're in tree pose, see if you can feel that light, almost half camel or exalted warrior lift of the chest, and then hollow out the belly. Have the trunk of the tree, the legs. And then when we set that foot down immediately from here, drop into that left foot, find your tailbone to the ground, lift up, turn that in, and let's head to the other side. Focus mostly, once you're in your tree pose, on the breath supporting the idea that the upper body is open like branches in a tree, and from navel down to the floor is the tree trunk, stable and strong. And then press that right foot down, clasp over the back of the head again. Move the elbows out, open the chest. Drop into Utkatasana. Stretch your arms out, and then walk forward, going hand, all the weight on one hand, and then all the weight on the other, until you find your down dog. And then press the ground away with all four paws, all four limbs. And breathe. Lift the heels and lower down to the knees, pop up, and we will bring our left leg forward. And again, kind of dip into it here, and then press back and into your kneeling warrior here. Find that strength, and then go part way. We're going to pull the foot up a bit and find your warrior two, your Virabhadrasana 2. And then exalt up, pick up the ball of the left foot to take that turn. This time, we have this left arm extended. We're going to reach up and then forward. Drop the hand down, and as it connects to the ground, press into the left hand and both feet and stack the shoulders. Then touch the right shoulder with the right hand and float that hand up. See if you can push into the ground and float into the right side. Then bend into that right knee and sweep the left hand over, push your hips to the center, and open up into that twist. Bend deep into the right knee, sweep to the center, hands to your lower back, lift up, and just one breath here, just really get that lift and that opening, and then reach up with that right arm.
and forward. Just as the hand comes down, press into the hands and both feet and stack the shoulders. So you really have that feeling, that strength from the ground. Touch the left shoulder and then just float the arm. So if you want to deepen the twist, we're not going to deepen it from your left hand. We're going to deepen it from the feet and your right hand pushing into the ground. And then that twist, that opening into the left. And then from there, we just take a nice bend in the left knee and sweep the right hand over, hips to the center, and then body to the left. So Krishnacharya's twist is a pyramid pose with a twist. So you do want your hips more in that center line as much as you can, and that twist being really at the lowest rib. And then we're going to release that left knee and the left hand and bring both hands forward. Slide them to the lower back and find that lift up. Nice breath here as we pick up the heel of the left foot to turn to the front of the mat. Virabhadrasana 2 again. Press the ground away. Turn both palms up, and just like we did in the beginning of class, we're expansive and then squeeze. And expansive, and there's moving back and forth. It almost feels like an ocean wave. And when we reach out in the next one, turn the palms down, press out of the feet, and feel that true warrior pose there. Stable and strong and gazing 1,000 miles down that center finger. Now, straightening the front leg, dipping your warrior right into your Trikonasana. Both hands reach to the ground, and we're going to slide back into down dog. And again, right away, just press the ground away. Find as much ease and bring your breath to its edge. How long can you inhale? And just as you're reaching effort, a little pause. We make the switch, and the action of the exhale starts. Now lifting the heels, we're going to lower down to the knees. Sweep our feet to the right. And then picking up the right leg, just bring it into your seated twist. So you can be ankle to ankle or ankle to knee. Let's lift and our spine, twist to the right. The collarbones lift on the inhale. There's that nice twist and anchoring from navel to pelvic floor. Releasing the hands, slide them behind you, and you're just going to kind of lean back so we can switch our twist. And again, left ankle can be into right ankle or left knee across to right knee. And let's take that twist around the knee and to the left. Unwinding our twist, we're just going to fold the feet in. Place the left hand on top of the right and both hands on your lap. Soften the belly slightly forward. As you inhale, inhale into the center of the chest. As you exhale, exhale into the navel. And then almost imagine that from the navel you can drop straight down to the tailbone and straight into the earth. And pause. And do a few breaths, breathing into the chest, anchoring navel, tailbone, earth. And on your next exhale, when we are anchoring down, just slip into a moment of stillness. Then bring the palms to touch. And namaste.